As Chief Administrative Officer and County Clerk, I will preside as chair of this evening's Warden's election. As a result of the pandemic, County Council has had to quickly pivot in so many different ways. This evening's Warden's election is yet another example of how Council continues to adjust the way they conduct business in order to protect themselves and others from COVID-19. Tonight's meeting is held at the Masonic Center rather than the Council chambers, and in-person attendance is limited to members of Council and support staff. So it's a good thing we booked this venue back in February. Typically, to celebrate and observe this exciting night, the gallery is filled with staff, friends, families, past wardens, and past counselors. Instead, in an effort to keep our community safe, individuals can join us remotely and watch the live streamed election from the comfort of their own homes. I'd like to extend warm greetings to members of County Council, as well as those who are joining us remotely. Pursuant to the Municipal Act, Section 233, Council is required to appoint a head of council or warden. The election process is conducted pursuant to Council's procedural bylaw 2142, as amended by Council on November 23rd, 2021. To clarify, during each round of voting, only ballots cast for a candidate that remains standing for election to the office of warden under the rules will be counted for the purpose of determining the total number of votes and whether a majority of votes has been achieved. Any abstentions or spoiled ballots will not be counted. Are there any questions or objections to those rules? Hearing none, I would like to officially call this meeting to order. I'm pleased to introduce members of Elgin County Council. Councillor Ed Ketchabaugh, Mayor, Municipality of Bayham. Councillor Dave Mennel, Mayor, Township of Malahide. Councillor Dominique Jaguer, Deputy Mayor, Township of Malahide. Councillor Mary French, Mayor, Town of Elmer. Councillor Tom Marks, Deputy Mayor, Municipality of Central Elgin. Councillor Sally Martin, Mayor, Municipality of Central Elgin. Councillor Grant Jones, Mayor, Township of Southold. Councillor Bob Purcell, Mayor, Municipality of Dutton Dunwich. And Councillor Duncan McPhail, Mayor, Municipality of West Elgin. So at this time, I would ask that any members of County Council seeking the office of Warden to please stand. Thank you, Councillor French, Councillor Marks, and Councillor Purcell. Please be seated. I would like to offer Councillor French, Councillor Marks, and Councillor Purcell with the opportunity to address their fellow councillors for up to 5 minutes. In alphabetical order, we will start with Councillor French.
Good evening, members of council, staff, and guests that are attending virtually. I love Elgin County. My family roots run deep in this beautiful area that we get to call home. My ancestors were instrumental in making Elgin County what it is today. Colonel Milne Burwell came to Upper Canada in 1796 and in 1809 started working alongside Colonel Thomas Talbot, surveying and mapping out Elgin County and surrounding areas. I am a proud lifelong resident and was raised on a tobacco and potato farm in Malahide Township. I worked for many years on the family farm and gained an appreciation for everything that rural Elgin County has to offer during that time. I am married to Steve and have 3 daughters and 3 grandchildren. Steve and I were business partners in a small trucking business for 30 years. Fortunately, I have also had the opportunity to work in real estate, the restaurant and catering business, and in a retirement residence. This experience and knowledge has prepared me for my role in municipal politics. I was first elected in 2006 as a councillor in the town of Elmer and have since served our community as the deputy mayor, and as Elgin County councillor. I have been a member of many committees over the years and currently I am Director and past Chair of the Earth Corporation Board, which is a local utility company that spans from Port Stanley to Goderich. Despite the pandemic, Elgin County Council continues to get the important work accomplished to provide the services that our residents need and expect. Although it has been a very difficult time for all of us, there is still room to celebrate the achievements that we have made so far. We will continue to focus on a recovery from the pandemic and move forward with enhancements to our economic development efforts, long-term care, including completion of the Terrace Lodge project, and addressing affordable housing and homelessness in our municipalities while continuing to follow our strategic plan and service delivery review. I will continue to promote a team approach with council, staff, and our residents. Through collaboration, cooperation, communication, and strong leadership, I believe much can be accomplished in our last year of this term. I would like to acknowledge the great work over the past 3 years of our wardens, Duncan McPhail, Dave Mennel, and Tom Marks, and I intend on following their lead and continuing all of their hard work and efforts. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you this evening and would be honored to serve as the next warden of Elgin County, my family's home for over 200 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor French. I would now ask that Councillor Marks address his fellow councillors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of County Council. I stand before you tonight seeking to be your warden for the next 12 months. I believe choice is healthy, and I realize the work we strive to do is never finished. This council has achieved many things, but I believe we are at a pivotal point. The ugly beast that COVID is reminds us how critical broadband internet is to our communities, but especially to our rural communities. We need to work hard to get our fair share of federal and provincial funds to overcome our rural divide. School kids, mom and dads working from home are relying on, counting on us to do that. It is difficult to fathom we are approaching 2 years fighting COVID. Due to the success of vaccinations, we can look ahead with guarded optimism. However, we need to take stock of our future. So many of our frontline workers are weary and fatigued. We must remain vigilant and do our best to support each other. Kindness has never before been needed as much. Economic recovery is needed to propel our county forward. Watching the redevelopment of the former Ford lands shows how vital cooperation is needed at both county and lower municipal partner level. When opportunity knocks, Southwood realized the chance to succeed. Well done. We all benefit. Likewise, I feel the removal of the number 3 highway designation between St. Thomas and Aylmer can lead to tremendous opportunities for commercial and industrial growth. I have the desire, passion, and energy to work with county staff and fellow councilors to achieve our goals. And I respectfully request your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Marks. I would now invite Councillor Purcell to address his fellow councillors.
Good evening, folks. You may wonder why Tom, Mary, and I asked you folks to join us tonight. There is a vicious rumor around that we are all running for council, and turns out it's true. And we all really, really would like your support. However, council members have a very tough decision tonight. Every year at this time, they have to decide who's going to be the warden. And you don't get to be a warden because it's your turn or it's a popularity contest. The fellow members of council have to look at the candidates and decide which one can bring the most to the table at this particular time to be a good warden and carry on making the county successful. So that's a tough decision tonight because you have three very capable individuals that are trying to be warden. I want to differentiate a little bit from the position. The position of warden is a very prestigious position, carries a lot of power, carries a lot of influence, but it is a position. And it's very different from the individuals that serve as warden. So you always have to keep that in mind and understand that. The position of warden demands respect, dignity, and dedication. And so any of us that get the privilege of being the warden need to make sure that we bring that to the table. As far as the individuals are concerned, we all bring something different to the table. We all bring value to the table. Frankly, you're not going to be on county council if you haven't proven yourself because you've made it to deputy mayor or mayor and you've worked hard with the county council members. So we all are able to bring something to that table that makes a big difference. I want us all to remember that the warden, the individual that is there, has only one vote, just like every other member of council. They have a lot more influence with staff, with others that they contact because of the position they hold. But they have to remember that they have one vote and that they have to build consensus. They have to be a good listener and they have to understand what the best solution is after looking at all angles of a position. One of the things I'm adamant about is we do not need to find any new ways to spend taxpayers' money. We have a very good strategic plan. This particular council has worked extremely well and come a long way in the last 3 years. And that's thanks to the leadership of three very good wardens before us. But what we have to do with that is continue to implement and execute, because that's where all the best laid plans of anyone fail, is in the implementation and execution. I would really appreciate the opportunity to serve as your warden this year. And so I beg you for your votes, but I also will bring hopefully a little bit of sense of humor, because when we come to work here, we have a lot of things that are serious and we have to deal with, and there is stress involved. So let's try to have some fun as we do that. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Councillor Purcell. So the first round of voting shall be by secret ballot. I will count the votes in the presence of Rob Foster from our auditing firm, Graham Scott Enns. I've asked Mr. Foster to act as our scrutineer this evening. The number of votes for each candidate will not be disclosed. Each member of County Council shall have one vote per round of voting. I'm ready to proceed with the election by secret ballot. So once we have collected the ballots, I will leave the room briefly to count the ballots. Great, so we have a two-way tie and Counselor Marks is eliminated. So we'll proceed with a second round of voting by secret ballot. And I would ask that the ballots be distributed at this time. Once I have collected the ballots, I'll again leave the room to count the ballots. would like to announce that the successful candidate for warden is Councillor French. I would ask at this time for a motion to elect Councillor French as warden for 2022. Moved by Councillor Marks, seconded by Councillor Manel. All those in favor? Carried. So at this time, I would like to congratulate Warden-elect French and ask that the warden please come forward and subscribe to and sign the declaration of office. So please place your hand on the Bible and read the declaration of office.
I, Mary French, having been elected to the office of warden in the county of Elgin, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and I make this solemn declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
We will now briefly leave for the gowning. So, ladies and gentlemen, now announcing Warden French for 2022. So at this time, I would like to invite 2021 Deputy Warden Marks to join us to make a presentation to Warden-elect French.
Warden French, fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to congratulate you, Warden French, Mary, on your election as Elgin County Warden. It is an honor to bestow the chain of office on our warden. In use since 1977, it is a symbol of a proud tradition of superb leadership in our great county. I guess because of COVID, I'll let you put it on. I also have the pleasure of presenting with two historic symbols of the office, the Lord Elgin Watch and the official gavel. Watch was given to Elgin County Warden in 1952 by our county's namesake, Lord Elgin himself, and represents a powerful link to the past. Take a good look because you won't see it long. The gavel is a symbol of the authority and right to act officially in the capacity of presiding officer of this council, helping to move Elgin forward towards a prosperous future. Let these symbols be a reminder of Elgin County's rich heritage and let them guide you through your role as warden as we work together to meet the challenges of the coming year. Congratulations and best wishes for a successful year, Warden Mary.
So, Warden French, you now have the opportunity to address council and can either do so here or at the podium. Sure.
I'd just like to thank everyone for your support. It's very humbling and I'm honored to do this. And as Bob was saying, Councillor Purcell, it's not particularly about me. It's about all of us and it's about our community. So I look forward to working with all of you and we're going to do some more great things for Elgin County. And thank you once again.
So at this time, I require a motion to destroy all ballots. Moved by Jones, seconded by Councillor Purcell. All those in favor? Carried. So no other business will be conducted at this evening's meeting. So at this time, I would ask for a motion to recess. The meeting is suspended and will continue at 9 a.m. on December the 9th, 2021. Can I have a mover and seconder to recess and resume on the 9th? Moved by Purcell, seconded by Martin. All those in favor? Carried. I'd like to extend my congratulations to Elgin County's new 2022 Warden, French, and to all members of Elgin County Council. Your term so far has been challenging, to say the least. You've accomplished a great deal, and I look forward to seeing what we accomplish in 2022. I'd also like to congratulate 2021 Warden Marks, 2020 Warden Mano, and 2019 Warden McPhail for their leadership this term. Thank you to everyone who has participated in this event online. We hope you have a safe holiday and we look forward to continuing to serve you. This meeting is now in recess.